Hello and welcome to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, for another video. And today we are going to be discussing the incredible Marc-André Ter Stegen. What a season that man is having right now. And what we're going to be doing in this video is basically comparing him in terms of stats, in terms of performances, to some of the best keepers in the world as of today. And we're going to be looking at this season whether he can be considered the best goalkeeper in the world at the present time based on his performance throughout this season. He's a player obviously that when he joined back in 2014, in the summer of 2014, 12 million euros is what it took to bring him from Borussia Mönchengladbach to Barcelona. An incredible signing looking back on it now. And since then, year upon year, he's been improving and he's been maturing. 25 years old now, 117 appearances to his name at Barcelona. In that time, 51 clean sheets. And he really has established himself now, of course, as the undisputed number one at Barcelona, and year upon year he's been growing in stature, and right now for me he is definitely among the best. And after this video I'm going to be asking you the question, is he the best? That's the question. So we're going to start by having a look at Ter Stegen's season in a bit more detail, looking at some of his highlights, looking at some of the overviews of some of the stats surrounding him throughout the current season, and then as the video goes on we're going to have a look at him in comparison to the likes of De Gea, Ederson and Jan Oblak to see where he ranks in terms of comparisons among the very world best goalkeepers right now. But so far, Barcelona, of course, this season, very successful, doing very well in the league, progressing the Champions League, still in the Copa del Rey. Of course, Ter Stegen doesn't take any part in the Cups, that's over to Silesen, but what he does in the league and the Champions League has been absolutely brilliant so far this season. We do have the best defensive record in Europe's top 5 leagues. We've conceded the least amount of goals, and although we've improved defensively as a unit, that is largely down to the performances of this man Ter Stegen. Between the sticks this season, at times, he has been absolutely unbeatable. And I just want to have a look at some of his highlights from the present season so far. I've just picked out 4 different moments and performances from the season, and believe me, there's been a lot more. This is really narrowing it down. We've seen some phenomenal performances right throughout the season from Ter Stegen, but these 4 for me just catch the eye, just live in the memory. And we're going to start back in October. Athletic against Barca. We went on to win the game 2-0 away from home at the new San Mamés, but we were absolutely kept in the game by this man Ter Stegen. He made 5 saves in total throughout that game. There were some absolutely stunning stops to deny Aritz Aduriz, the striker of Athletic, of course, very tall, very powerful, very good inside the area. Ter Stegen, though, matched up to him, squared up to him, stopped him on the day, and he was massive in that win. He kept us in the game. We finally made the breakthrough through Messi and then Paulinho, but Ter Stegen, colossal in a really big away win at a very difficult ground against a good side. And then we go to a moment in the Champions League, and this for me is one of the best saves I've seen this season and throughout the past few years, to be honest. What an unbelievable save away at Juventus in November from Paulo Dybala. Dybala gets it, and it's in the dying stages of the match in a very crucial Champions League game. If we lost this game, there was no guarantee that we were going to finish first in our group, but obviously Ter Stegen had other ideas. In the final few minutes, Dybala picks it up on the edge of the box. He takes a first time shot and he basically curls it. It's a drive with his left foot. He curls it around Sergio Busquets, and Ter Stegen, unbelievable save. He's unsighted. He can't even see the ball until very late, but still somehow he manages to scramble over to the right of his goal, stick out a huge right hand and tip it round the post. And the most incredible thing about this save, yes, the fact that he got there. Dybala had already started celebrating. He thought it was in. He thought there was no chance Ter Stegen was going to get there, but he did. And then Ter Stegen doesn't just parry the shot, because Higuain was waiting right in front of Ter Stegen. If he just gets there and parries it out, Higuain's going to tap that in anyway. But Ter Stegen doesn't just get there, he gets there and then tips it round the post. Nobody can tap it in. It's a wonderful save and a magical moment which once again got us a point on that day, and he was the driving force behind that. And another unbelievable save and an unbelievable moment, this time in the draw with Celta Vigo at home at the very start of December. And even though actually following this save we conceded a goal, it was still one of those moments where you were just thinking, how on earth did he manage to do that? It was out wide with Aspas. Aspas puts it into the middle. Gomez, the Celta Vigo striker, is about 6 or 7 yards out from the goal. Very close range, and he absolutely hammers it. It's not a tap in. He really does hit it hard, and somehow Ter Stegen gets from the one side of his goal to the other. He basically does a slide, he gets his right leg to it, and somehow keeps the ball out of the goal. Like I say, obviously then we end up conceding. Aspas is there to tap it in, but it was still one of those moments where you were just thinking, How on earth has Ter Stegen managed that? That is inhumane, and that's been Ter Stegen right throughout the season. And then, of course, finally, I would look to the game very, very recently, of course, away at the Bernabeu, the very end of December. What an unbelievable performance. And I'm not just talking about one save, about two saves, I'm talking about going to the Bernabeu once again, because he did exactly the same in the league last season, and just being a wall, being an absolute wall, standing up to Ramos, standing up to Bale, standing up to Ronaldo, and just saying, you're not going to beat me. And it was that simple. And Ter Stegen this season can do that. He has got the presence in the box to stand up to world-class finishers and say, you're not getting past me, not a single chance. There was an incredible save from Ronaldo. He puts it right across the goal. Ter Stegen sticking out his leg. There was another one from Ramos. Again, he just stands himself up and it comes off his shoulder and neck area. And that's the thing with Ter Stegen. It's not all just about his hands. He can save it with his legs. He can save it with his body. He makes himself incredibly big. And there was a moment in that game as well, denying Gareth Bale from very, very close range. Ter Stegen has got lightning quick reactions, and we have seen all these kind of characteristics demonstrated game in, game out, right throughout this season. And with all that said, now is the time to compare him with some of the best goalkeepers in the world so far. Now, obviously, right now, Manuel Neuer is out injured, and he has been for a while, so I have chosen to compare Ter Stegen with David De Gea, somebody that is widely renowned as one of, if not the, best goalkeeper in the world. Jan Oblak, somebody also in La Liga, fantastic goalkeeper for Atletico Madrid. He's also considered one of the world's best. And I've also chosen to include Ederson, obviously very, very key in Pep Guardiola's team at Manchester City this season, and he is very much a rising goalkeeper too, somebody who's very similar in style to Ter Stegen in the way that he's very good with his feet. But how does he compare to Ter Stegen in the overall goalkeeping stats? And we're going to start here by comparing the amount of games played by each player. Now, Ter Stegen and Jan Oblak have both played 17 La Liga games this season. Ederson and De Gea have played a few more in the Premier League. They have both played 20 games each. Now, in terms of goals conceded, who comes out on top in that department? Well, you will not be surprised. Our defensive record has been fantastic. Ter Stegen has conceded the least amount of goals this season. He's conceded 7. Jan Oblak has conceded 8. Ederson has conceded 12. And De Gea, actually bottom of the list on this one, he has conceded 16 goals right throughout this season with Manchester United. Now, obviously, goals conceded is also part of a team effort. You've got to be good defensively. But when you think of Man United, they do strike you, particularly under Mourinho, as quite a defensive team. So 16 goals conceded from David De Gea is a bit of a surprise on that one. And then we're going to look at clean sheets. And again, that is obviously based on a team performance, but evidently it does rely on the goalkeeper to make those saves, to keep the ball out. They're the ones that are going to get you those clean sheets. And once again, Ter Stegen tops the chart. 11 clean sheets so far this season for Ter Stegen. Once again, Jan Oblak coming in second. He has 10 clean sheets. David De Gea also has 10, so joint second. And Ederson is actually bottom on this list. He has 9 clean sheets so far with Man City this season. So the first two lists, in terms of goals conceded and clean sheets, Marc-André Ter Stegen certainly coming out on top as the driving force behind our great defensive record so far this season. And the next stat that we are going to look at is to do with saves and how many saves per goal each goalkeeper has. And that basically means obviously the total saves that they have made right throughout the season, and then how many saves they make in between each goal they concede. So in terms of the overall saves made, Ter Stegen and Oblak both have made 44 saves each this season. David De Gea has made more saves at 62, and Ederson quite below everybody on this department. He's only made 26 saves. Now at the moment, of course, David De Gea looking pretty good with his 62 saves. However, in terms of save per goal conceded, De Gea only 3.88 saves per goal. Marc-André Ter Stegen once again at the top. He saves 6.29 chances per goal conceded. Oblak with 5.5 and Ederson right down there with just 2.6 saves per goals conceded. And of course, goalkeepers, primarily their target is always to keep the ball at the net. Shot stopping is by far the number one attribute that they will look for in a goalkeeper. But football has evolved. Modern football certainly is moving on and developing and improving season upon season, and it's becoming more and more important for goalkeepers to be able to play with their feet. And obviously Ter Stegen is a massive part of our system in the way that he starts things from the back. So we are going to look now at pass accuracy and the amount of passes that each of them averaged so far this season. Ederson does top this chart. He has completed 88% of his passes this season, and he has attempted 352 passes. Ter Stegen is in second, 83% completed for him, so not far below Ederson. And to be fair to him, he has attempted more passes than Ederson has. He's attempted 380. David De Gea 58% of his passes completed. He's only attempted 308. And Oblak, bottom of this list, only 50% of his passes completed, 210 he has attempted. So clearly, Ederson and Ter Stegen, both keepers, very, very comfortable with their feet, very, very easy on the eye when playing out the back, and both of them are integral to their manager's style of play, building from the back, building from defence, and then taking the ball forward. De Gea and Oblak, very much flawed for me when it comes to ball at their feet. De Gea is certainly a phenomenal shot stopper, the same goes for Oblak, but when it comes to possession, making those accurate passes, playing out of the back, they're certainly not at the standards of Ederson and Ter Stegen. So obviously, stats are not everything. I'm not going to judge everything on stats, but my overall opinion, obviously, I'm a Barcelona fan. I'm a very huge fan of Ter Stegen. I'm probably going to be biased. There will be different opinions when it comes to this season. But for me, based on this season alone, the way that he has contributed to our season so far, the way that he's been integral to our system in the way that he plays out the back, he's brilliant on the ball, he's been fantastic in terms of his shot stopping, and his presence in our goalkeeping area is a massive, massive confidence to our defensive unit. I believe for me, Ter Stegen this season has been the best goalkeeper in the world. That could change in the second half of the season. A lot can happen. Obviously, it's going to be really interesting to see how Manuel Neuer returns when he comes back from his injury, what sort of form he will get, and also looking ahead at the World Cup, who will start for Germany, how exactly Manuel Neuer will ease himself back into things once he does return from his injury. But for me, in my personal opinion, Ter Stegen this season has been unbelievable. Ederson with the ball is fantastic. He's excellent for Pep Guardiola. For Man City, he is really a match made in heaven. But in terms of his shot stopping, maybe he doesn't make as many saves as the others do. De Gea and Oblak are both phenomenal shot stoppers. They're both phenomenal goalkeepers. And there is absolutely no doubt when it comes to those two, they are very much among the world's best. And De Gea has been consistent. The same for Oblak over the last several years now. But basically, on this season alone, I would say the form that Ter Stegen has shown, the importance that he has had in our team and our system, he is the best for me. Overall, he's got the complete goalkeeping package. He is the complete goalkeeper. But like I say, guys, I'm sure there will be a lot of opinions on this one. This is just my personal opinion, looking at the stats, looking at the performances. If you do watch Ter Stegen every week, you will understand how colossal he has been during this season so far. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. Who for you right now is the best goalkeeper in the world? Based on this season, who do you feel has been the outstanding goalkeeper? Let me know your picks down below. Let me know where you would rank these 4 goalkeepers in order this season. I will very much look forward to hearing your opinions on this little debate that we've got going on. I will have some polls coming up in the very near future with regard to this video when we look at the keepers in a bit more detail. I will see you very, very soon indeed with more videos as always. But until then, as always, Vesca El Barça! Barça! Barça!